What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be going over Kell's Fall Exotic mission. There is one massive change you need to know before diving in. With the updated version of Kell's Fall, rewards are tied to a performance rating. So dropping into normal difficulty with a B rating or higher will guarantee the Slayer's Fang, its first catalyst, and its first intrinsic. The remaining intrinsics can be farmed on subsequent normal runs, but the rest of the catalysts require master difficulty clears. Now to save yourself a massive headache, the most efficient strategy to run the mission is exactly once on normal to lock in your baseline rewards, and then complete it 3 times on master to clean up all the remaining catalysts and intrinsics at the same time. For this guide, I'll walk you through the Trickster fights, the Mirror Realm mechanic, the Brazier puzzles, the Mad Bomber encounter, and the final Revenant boss encounter. Timestamps for every major section will be down in the description, so let's get into it. Once you load into Kell's Fall, you'll start directly outside of the watchtower structure. From spawn, follow the cliffside ledges along the right hand side and keep pushing your way toward the main tower. If you're consistently running into scorned combatants along the path, you're heading in the exact right direction. Eventually you'll reach the watchtower courtyard where Erascus, the Trickster Baron, will ambush you alongside a dense wave of scorned reinforcements. For this initial skirmish, you don't need to finish her off completely. Your only objective is to chip away at her health pool until she retreats. The main mechanic here is to watch out for her immunity loop. The Trickster will actively sprint around the arena, pause briefly to engage you, and then become completely immune shortly after standing still before teleporting to a new position. Because of this, try not to damage her during these phases, and save your ammo until she becomes damageable. Once you've dealt enough damage, she will retreat entirely, blowing open the primary entrance into the fortress. Once inside the fortress, head up the stone staircase on your left, and light the unlit brazier to unlock the path forward. Lighting braziers is the foundational puzzle mechanic across this entire mission. Anytime you hit a locked door or a dead end, scan the room for an unlit torch to bypass the lock. Look just past the overgrowth tree to spot a wall of cracked stone debris. Shoot the rubble to shatter it, slide through the opening, and you will arrive at your very first mirror. Now to enter the Revenant Plane, shoot the glowing red cracks in the mirror surface to break it open, then step directly through the portal. Inside this mirror realm, the environment shifts to a shimmering purple hue, and you'll face a tight mix of dread and scorned combatants. Follow the linear path forward, clearing out the enemies until you hit the next mirror barrier. Now this specific zone features 4 possible brazier spawn points, but only 2 will actively appear in either reality. Scan the area for the first set of braziers. If the local stands are empty, shatter the mirror to cross back into the material plane and locate the other set. Light both active braziers to open the exit path, destroy the cracked wall on the right, and slide through the hidden tunnel to drop straight into the first encounter. Now the fighting pit marks your first major boss encounter against Canix, the Mad Bomber. The moment the encounter kicks off, ignore everything and look to the center of the arena where the large mirror begins to glow. Shoot it open and jump through to enter the Revenant Plane. Once inside the mirror realm, hunt down the specialized dread enemies called Revenant Essentia and pick up the purple motes that they drop. These motes grant you stacks of Revenant Essence buff, and you'll need to collect exactly 10 stacks in total. Now while the lower stacks are governed by a strict countdown timer, hitting the maximum 10 stacks permanently transforms the buff into Revenant Empowerment, which removes the timer. The second you gain that buff, sprint to the mirror portal along the outer edge of the ring to cross back into the real world and defeat the 2 abominations guarding the room. There is 1 abomination stationed on each side of the fighting ring. Defeat them immediately, and the Mad Bomber will spawn into the center of the arena alongside a massive wave of adds. The Mad Bomber will toss explosives and rush your position aggressively, so try to stay as mobile as possible, clean up any adds if they start to swarm you, and defeat the boss to clear the room. Once the short cutscene wraps up, look to the upper right corner of the fighting ring to locate the exit door. Follow the dark corridor forward until it opens into a massive cavern drenched in a deep red glow. Now traversing this chasm can be a bit complicated, but just hug the cliff ledges and scaffolding structures along the left side wall. Keep climbing vertically as high as the path allows, and then look directly across the gap to spot a hidden cave which takes you to the exit. Jump across, navigate through the tunnel, and push forward until you arrive at the Sanctum. Entering the Sanctum, immediately shoot the fractured mirror to transition into the Revenant Plane and initiate the boss fight against Hirax the Mindbender. Now, the most important change here is that the fight is with a 2-minute refracting countdown timer pinned to your HUD while you're inside of the mirror realm. Your objective is to damage the boss's health bar and locate the exit loop before the timer hits 0 or you will wipe. So start by damaging the boss until the Mindbender retreats out of his first health gate, and the moment he teleports away, spin around and sprint towards the broken gap on the left wall of the Sanctum. Defeat all the thrall in that area and push to the far end of the corridor. Check the tightly cornered cubby for a hidden brazier if it has spawned there for you in your current run. Next, backtrack roughly halfway down the hall and enter the small glowing cavern. Clear out the hive wizards and the acolytes, and check 2 additional potential brazier spawn points in this room. Once you've inspected the spots, step through the exit mirror at the back of the room to return back to the material world. Now in this room, scan the area for any additional braziers required to unlock the upper bulkhead door. Once you've found both braziers and they have been lit up, look directly above behind the exit mirror, jump up, and step out to trigger your second damage phase against the Mindbender. Now during phase 2, it follows the exact same pattern. Damage the boss until he disappears and his health gates, and then navigate the exit hallways to reach the next active mirror portal and phase back into the initial Sanctum layout. You'll be hit with another fresh 2-minute timer to start damaging the boss one more time. Now during this encounter, if you ever find your timer running dangerously low, you can quickly step through an active mirror portal to reset the countdown and jump right back into the fight to refresh your timer. Once Hirax is defeated, the final gate will open. Following the newly opened corridor, you will emerge at a base of a massive spiral staircase. Now this is where you'll face off against Erascus the Trickster that you saw in the first encounter. While this isn't a fully mechanic heavy boss room, you must eliminate her to break the lockdown on the upper doors. This fight is the exact same as the outer courtyard, where she will teleport here and there, which will cause her to go immune, so only damage her when you can fully see her. And once she's defeated, grab the rally banner at the top to max out your ammo and step through the double doors into the throne room. Now here we are at the final boss fight. This encounter opens up with a add clear phase where waves of scorn will flood the arena from all sides. Keep an eye on the void shielded chieftains during this wave, as they might drop invulnerability totems that can instantly protect the entire room if they're left standing up. Now as you thin out the room, maintain a direct line of sight of the mirror positioned directly behind Fikrul's throne. Eventually Fikrul will teleport to the center platform and beginning channeling a lethal arena wipe mechanic with his staff. The moment you see this, immediately sprint to the mirror and jump through it to escape the blast. Now inside this final realm, you'll face a mix of Dread and Scorn forces, and just like with the Mad Bomber encounter, your primary target here is the Revenant Essentia units. Defeating these targets will drop purple motes again that grant you the stacks of Revenant Essence buff, and as soon as you collect your 10th one and get the empowerment buff, Fikrul will physically warp into the mirror realm in front of the mirror. Crack open the main mirror to shatter the defenses, and this will open up a brief DPS window where you can unload your super and your heavy on the boss. Once Fikrul is defeated, the mission will finally end. And that's the full updated walkthrough for Kell's Fall. Now this mission can feel a bit confusing at first because of the mirror realm, the braziers, the essence, but once you understand how to move between worlds, the whole thing becomes way more manageable. Now if this guide helped you get Slayer's Fang or made Kell's Fall easier to understand, make sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments if you ran into any issues. And if you're looking to tackle on the rest of the exotic weapon rotation, click on the playlist displayed on your screen right now. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.